Hello to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon to all of you. As George says, I'm Alba, a part of the Observatory, Barcelona Tourism Observatory in Spain. And today I will focus exactly just in the tourist evaluation, what they've been thinking about the destination during those months after we restart our annual survey from July to September, as well give you a little bit of plenty of insights of what it used to be able to compare. So let me just start. I do think it's important to understand that for us, Barcelona destination, it comprehends of the region of the province, which is the region and the city. So it's not just the cities, all the surroundings, and integrates a large amount of, from the coast to the Pyrenees, of an area of Catalonia. This survey that I will focus today, it's an annual survey. It's conducted since 1989. So we have quite a long over 30 years on this survey. So to be able to compare, which normally it's quite stable, there's not huge differences within each year. And you have to take quite a lot of years ago to be able to have a glimpse of what it has changed. But during those 3 months that I will present the data, July, August, and September, there's a small difference, which I do think it's apart from the prospection itself, the tourists, as they have said just right now in the previous presentation, had changed a little bit. In our region, what we have experienced is more partners, alone people, travelers, not so much families that you have mentioned, younger people, and which are still encouraged to do and some cultural stuff. There's not a huge decrease on what they have done. It's more the availability of what there is. And they really have a really strong opinion and really interested in the openness and the nature. So without keeping more importance, this is every year we ask about those 6, in this case, I just put here 9, but there are at least 16 aspects of Barcelona and the region to evaluate from a scale to 0 to 10. And we are able to distinguish things like accommodation, bar and restaurants, beaches, character and kindness of the local people, general cleanliness, information, tourism, safety in the city, public transport, accessibility. There's other more structural like culture, entertainment. You have as well architecture, but those are not here portrayed today. Here is a small information. This is just, you can find all the charts in our website, so you can be more interactive on it. So we are able to distinguish which really nationalities, from depending on which markets they come from, are thinking about our destination. This is last year data. So for instance, we can see that the United States are really happy with our character and kindness of the local people, and not so happy Germans with our noise. Here we have the same, but in this case for motivation of trip, like professional leisure, but we can do all this for all the other variables we have in our question. In that case, I will portray you, this is the data for all the destination. I will show you the difference between the destination, the region, which is not the city, and the city itself, which has a little bit of difference. Here, what we can see is the general evaluation, it's quite high, between 851, which is the global evaluation, the highest, up to the public transportation, which is 7.83, it is the lowest one. As you can see, the NPS are quite high, over 0, so we are quite happy. But things like where people are gathered, like in shopping, bars and restaurants, and public transportation are the ones that are having a slower score. That if we compare to the previous year, you can really see on the public transportation comparison between years that it has decreased a little bit. Due to that, places which has a lot of people on them are the ones that has a slightly less high punctuation than on the other ones. We are really happy to see that character and kindness of the people are still quite the same, although we have not been able to contact between each other as much as previous years. Shopping is one of the ones that has a little bit decrease as well, but safety in the city, which is quite the key point that we were talking two presentations ago, it has remained quite similar, 8.16 up to 8.1. So it hasn't changed a lot, the perception of safety within our city, although we have the COVID running on right now. As you can see, here's the data for Barcelona City. You can see that the chart is between 8.68 and 7.74. Here are a little bit more, you cannot see much difference between all the city, but you can really see that it has decreased 1 year to the previous one. So we have our general evaluation more or less the same. Public transportation is the one that has decreased the more, as in all the region. We have increased the places that has less, you have your own spaces like accommodation, changing from 8.14 to 8.33. Although as you can see, the changes are not so huge as we can see. And what it's really interesting is the region itself, which is the one that has changed the most. That means that the areas which are not urban areas are the one that has changed, but for better. Most of the aspects that we evaluate have increased. So like, for instance, the certain kindness of local people, natural environment is the one that has increases the most, from 8.22 to 8.59. We have accommodation as well, increased, global evaluation, 8.33. The only ones that has decreased are public transportation, which is the common run in all the topics we have seen during all the previous areas. So as a general conclusions that we have reached after just focusing on this part and taking into account all the perspectives and all the surrounding that we have, is that the satisfaction remains high, although the circumstances. I cannot say that it has changed a lot. The few people that come are happy, but it's modulated depending on which activities they have done. What do I mean? Due to that, they have experienced much more the environment, less the restaurants, less the public transportation. And they don't go so much shopping, because those activities that has decreased a little bit year over the previous year, is why we think it has changed a little bit this perception. It as well, this is just links to the next one. Closed and shared spaces are less likely to have better punctuations, are the ones that we have seen, no matter who says, no matter the market, doesn't change too much, which if you are coming by group alone, or if you have a more expenditure staying at home or in a hotel, it's the same. And the countryside have better result than urban locations. It's not just the city compared to the region. If we look at in the city itself, in the region itself, the areas like are more likely like rural places has higher punctuations than the one, although are by the coast, but have more urban people and more experiences. This is, I do recommend if you, these are like the average 3 months that we are done are not ponderated data, these weighted data, sorry. So it may change, so don't take it completely. We will still doing this survey until the end of the year, and we will be able to share with all of you in our website every month's updates of this information. So I don't want to take much time, because I do think it's much, if someone has any question, I will be really happy to answer. But it's been interesting to notice that although people has changed a little bit and the surroundings has changed, the perception of the kindness and the approach of people is still on one of the top ones and the ones that are more appreciated by visitors. If you need more information, you have our website here, observatorytourism.barcelona. Most of the reports are in Catalan, English, and Spanish. So I do think it's open to everybody, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask to us. Thank you.